Eagles obviously were getting a team that year, so there was a lot of talk of girls moving from Freo and that sort of stuff. So had a lot of thinking to do what I wanted to do with my football future, not knowing if I was going to get a gig at Eagles with where I was at with my body. But yeah, had a few good conversations with Adam Selwood, and he's a very good salesman, and he pitched it quite well. So it was pretty hard to turn up. And I think, with where I was at mentally, I just needed a fresh start.
Yeah, it probably would have been.
Yeah, and it does help when you've grown up worshipping that club as well, and especially him as well. Like, he was a player when I was probably in my prime of, infatuation with the club as well. So that's always a little special.
Yeah, for sure.
Made the decision to go over to Eagles, and there was no doubts after I moved. There were I was welcomed with open arms, and they were on top of everything straight away. I started working with Eric McKenzie, who'd just retired, I think. He was working as an S&C with they'd had academy programs, I think, running for like maybe a year and a bit.
Yep.
So I started working with him quite closely, which was incredible. Developed a pretty good relationship with him pretty quickly. And then, started progressing with my running, got my load up, and it probably wasn't until probably a few weeks out of preseason that I was starting to get a bit of like shin awareness in my legs from like the load.
Yeah.
And I think we had a few scans done, and there was just a bit of stress response. So not quite fractures, but stress response enough to require deloading to eventually load back up. Yeah. So
did you find there was a difference between the hardness of the ground between where you were training, a little bit different, or?
Yeah, I think
probably not enough.
The new facility at MRP is pretty hard. I feel like there's probably been a few stressies coming out of that oval. I don't know if they've looked into that. I'm sure they have, but I do find it's quite hard, and you do pull up quite sore from it.
Did you have to change footwear or anything like that as well?
Yeah, so amazing resources at the club, and worked with their podiatrist, Jason, quite closely, and got all the kit, got all the orthotics done and that sort of stuff. Just progressed very slowly, probably slower than I really wanted to.
Shins are nasty ones as well.
And I think coming off a knee as well, it's quite common to have stresses as well. So it wasn't a surprise. It was just frustrating, especially with my job as well, constantly on my feet. That was disappointing. So I actually ended up missing that season.
2018.
2019. Yeah. And then obviously our season got cut short with COVID. So I was getting so close. I think that week that we played our last game against Gold Coast, I managed to get some game sim into me, which was like Christmas. I bet it was.
It would have been so long since you got touched.
I think I probably went harder than I probably should. I actually ended up taking Maddie Collier out in that game sim. She actually didn't play that round because we had a bit of a hip clash, and she did not significant damage, but enough for her to miss that game. So it was like a dog let off the leash. It was insane, but gave me confidence as well because when you've missed so much football, you just start to doubt yourself and where you're at, and to see if you can actually do it again.
How did you keep yourself going? Like,